Hey guys, today we're working with Trip and he's learning the place command. So the place command is going to refer to any object that preferably has some elevation to it. These cooling mats or elevated dog beds, this is perfect for what we're looking at. And you can see he's really loving our lesson today. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach this object, or it can be a park bench. You'll see later on in this training where we're going to use stacks of fertilizer bags or feed sacks, something like that. The more variation in size, height, texture, sound that you can expose him to, the more confident of a dog he is. What we're really doing here is we're building his confidence, but we're building our trust, our rapport. So basically with this being the second day that I've worked with Trip, I'm trying to begin the process of saying, hey, this is safe, trust me, and get up here. And so that will continue forward when we get into loading up, when we get into going out into public, going up bleachers at baseball games, that kind of stuff are all things that can freak out a dog. But if he has trust in me and I say, come on, Trip, let's do this, then he'll follow suit. So basically what we're gonna do is gonna approach our object. Trip, come, good place, yes, sit. So I communicated, I put my hand over it, waved my hand over it, I might tap on it, anything like that, I know. And then I'm gonna put him into a sit. We can transfer that into a down later on as well. But essentially, as long as he stays on place, I'm happy. So at that point, we're going to introduce to him the 3 Ds. So that's gonna be duration. So the first thing I can do is put him into place and just stand here with him. We're in a sit, we're on place. This is duration, okay? After that, we can start to look at some distance. So that can be as simple as stepping away the length of the leash here. It could go further than that. You'll see in the video where I'm going out the door, I'm opening the door, going out, closing the door, coming back in. So that's distance. That also adds in our 3rd D, the distraction. The distraction in that case is I'm outside, the door opened, there's curiosity there. We can introduce distractions in public with other people coming by, with kids running by, playing, with other dogs, that kind of thing. So duration, distance, and distractions are what we're looking at here. I'm not sure what is going on, huh? What's going on? Now, one thing to note whenever I'm introducing him to the place command, even though he has the e-collar on, we've done our walk today, we've done a few little drills. I'm not using the e-collar today for this because when I get him up onto place or teach him something new, I want to do that with something more along the lines of like a treat. So we're doing a lot of treat-based training today. Where this comes in handy is when I'm keeping him accountable to something that he already knows. So if I put him up on place and ask him to sit, Trip, sit, good, and he doesn't, then I can start to stimulate at a low level. For him, he's on the Mini, so it's the smallest one that they make, and he's on a level 6 today. And he seems to respond pretty well by the time we get up to maybe an 8 to 10. So we always like to say the first one's free. So I'm gonna tell him to sit. If he sits, great, we're good. If he doesn't, then I'm gonna stimulate, okay? The first time I stimulate, I don't wanna see him react. I don't wanna see scratching. I don't wanna see him shaking his head, anything like that. But I want him to be able to feel it. By the second time, if I see him kind of shift his head a little bit or maybe think about scratching, then I know he's feeling it. And so we're right there in that sweet spot. So that's what we're doing today. Work in place, still getting him used to the e-collar, but all in all, he's doing good. So we've had a good duration while I explained this whole process to you. Got a little bit of a distance. I'm gonna step away a little bit further. Good boy, good sit, good place. Step back here, and to release him, I can do a couple different things. I can say come, or in this case, I can say break, and break is gonna be a reward. I'm gonna actually treat him for this one. So, Trip, break, good boy. Yes, good boy, good job. That's it, that simple. Yes.